Hi everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. This is a place where we chat, connect, and create together, and it's one of my favorite times of the week. So thank you so much for joining me, either live or if you're watching the replay, either on Facebook or YouTube. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. If you're new, again, a big welcome to you, and if you're returning, we're thankful to have you here as well. It's just fun. My name is Lillian Kemp with Stampers Niche, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada, where the sun is shining and spring is getting ready to make an appearance. The trees are just ready to bud out, and the grass is turning green, and it's exciting to see spring coming. It also means it's allergy season too, so if you hear me sniffling, I'm sorry. I have taken my medication, so hopefully all will be good, but I am sneezing and sniffling a fair amount, and that's due to allergies. So that being said, I hope you're not suffering from that as well. Today's date is April the 28th, 2025. And let's go down to my desktop and see what we have in store for tonight. All right, so just as I go down, maybe you can share some of the things that you're enjoying in your part of the world. As many of you know, I wasn't here last week. I was out at my mom's in White Rock, which is just south of Vancouver. It's right on the US border, actually. And my mom has been moved into assisted living, and so my sisters and I were there visiting her, but also cleaning out her suite that she had just vacated. And so it was a lot of work and all that kind of stuff, just sort of getting my computer going here. But it was good, and it also brought home to me that we come into this world and we accumulate a lot of stuff, and by the time we leave, we've kind of gotten rid of a lot of stuff. So she's down to basically bare bones, but it was a good time. So my brother was also in the hospital, so we would go visit my brother and my mom, and then we would go work on her suite. We were able to get everything done. So it was a good family time, and I'm glad to be back with you today. So I just have a few cards I wanted to share, and thank you for everybody for saying hello and greeting each other, and just maybe share where you're watching from. So somebody, Alice Gale, actually, she's a lovely stamper, and she's also now a member of my team, and she wanted to share some of her creations with me, so I wanted to share them with you. So this is that vellum from the mini catalog, and the butterfly from the mini. So I love how she put the bow on here. It just really adds to and she did some sponging on here, just great. And here she's using that vellum again and the butterflies again, but with the arches. You know, I love those arches. And look at how that turned out. So 2 cards using roughly the same materials, but totally different looks. And then she also made this one here. So I forget the name of the stamp set. It's in the online exclusives. It's got the hydrangea with it. And again, she's used the arch to hold the greeting. Just gorgeous there. And then she used thoughtful Journey Designer paper for this. Just a very elegant looking card. But look what happens when you open it up, because she had it in a plastic envelope, and I was thinking, boy, that's thick. But look at this. Isn't that neat? So she's got all 3 of these just cut out from the designer paper like that. Now, if you look, she's just done a little kind of bridge thing. So we've done this type of thing, but we haven't ever done 3 of them. So maybe we'll have to see if we can figure this out and give it a try, because it's just repeating that same process, but so effective. It does make it rather thick. So thanks everybody for saying hello and saying where you're watching from. And thank you, Alice, for these great cards. So she gave me a few others and I'll be sharing them at another time. So just a couple of quick reminders. One is that these two catalogs here, they are nearing the end. And that means, although some of them, some of the items will be available either online or in the next catalog, lots are retiring. So make sure you check the last chance list. It is Thankful Garden with the hydrangea. Oh, thank you, Karen. So the hydrangea one and this one, Karen's suggesting Thankful Garden is the one. So that's excellent. I knew somebody would know because I know a lot of you might have it. So back to this. A lot of the last chance items are actually sold out, but there are still lots available too. So go check it out. Some are really at a good price. So you do want to check that out. That being said, we're almost ready for the new catalog to go into effect. And the new catalog and new online exclusive. So there will be lots of new product next Tuesday, May the 6th. So be watching for that. So if you don't have your new annual catalog and you live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, reach out. If you do have a demonstrator, reach out to your demonstrator. But if you don't, I'm glad to make it happen for you. So reach out to me. Let me know you'd like a catalog and we'll make it happen. All right, so talking about the new catalog, with every new catalog, Stamping Out always brings out new on-trend colors. And these are the colors this year. And once again, I'm having my ever-popular In Color Club. So you want to go to here. I'll put the link in the description once I'm finished for the In Color Club. But what that means is that each month you will receive one of the in colors, and you will receive the ink pad, some cardstock, some of the designer paper, the blends, some embellishments, and all kinds of goodies, ribbon in that color. So everything will be in one color. And then by the end of 5 months, you will have everything in the 5 colors, and you will have had a taste. So it's budget friendly and all that fun stuff. So I will let you know that link in a little bit. Now, I shared that we were going to be using for tonight's project, one 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. This I'm going to use a basic white and just the regular basic white, and one 6 by 6 piece of designer paper. It could be any designer paper as long as it's 6 by 6. I got this idea from Karen Gardner, pardon me. Sorry, Karen, I do know how to say your name. She shared it in Karen Duke's downline meeting, so there's a lot of Karens going on here. And I fell in love with the idea. And then as I was playing with it, I remembered I actually taught this idea in Stamping Staycation many years ago. So here I thought it was a brand new idea to me, and it's one I've already used. So go figure. You know what? I can hide my own Easter eggs and all that good stuff now because all my projects are brand new to me again. But isn't that the way? We make a project and then we forget about it, and then something reminds us to do it again. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to glue it on here, and we're not going to glue it straight. We're going to glue it at a bit of an angle, and it doesn't matter if you do it big angle, little angle, whatever. Basically, there's no wrong way of doing it. So just glue it down, and you can use a light coating of the liquid glue, or you can use your seal or whatever. So there we go. We've got that glued down. See, I've not even made it the same. I don't really care. Now, some of you are saying, what paper is that? Karen, welcome. So I was just saying you shared this idea with me, and I'm all excited to share it with everybody else. This paper is from paper that's called Thoughtful Designs, designer paper. And what it is, I only have one full sheet left. So it's white on the back. So it's single side, it's specialty paper. It's got this glistening foil thing to it, but it's also got the ombre look. So one sheet goes from a deep purple to a lighter purple. The sheet that I am using here, I cut it from, let me just see, from this here, and I think it went something like that. There was more to the paper. So you can see again, you've got the whole variation there. On this one here, and again, I only have part of a sheet, but you've got all the different greens. And this one, this is all I have left of this one, but it has Lost Lagoon, Pacific Point, the same idea, one blending into the other. So that's the paper I use, but you can use any paper that you want. Just needs to be 6 by 6. So we've got it like that. Then we're going to bring in our paper trimmer. And I was noticing that my paper trimmer blade is kind of dull. And because we're going to be cutting through 2 layers, it's time to change it. So you slip out the old one. And I don't know if you can see, there's a little, almost a notch down at this end. So that's how I took it out. I always keep lots of extra blades because nothing's worse than being in the middle of a project and your blade being dull. And then we go back to where that little notch is and we slide it in and we've got a brand new blade. Now before I took this one out, I did, because I tend to cut going up, I did take this out and turn it around because it's sharp on both sides. So I was using mostly one side, so I used the other side. So there's a little tip. The other thing is be very careful of this. It's sharp. So put it in a safe spot. So if you're making a shopping list, make sure you've got your cutting blades on there. That's just a little aside. So what we're going to do with this now is cut it in half at 4 1/4 that way and cut it in half this way at 5 1/2. So let's, I don't know why, but I always tend to do 4 1/4 first when I'm doing these kind of things. There, so now we've got this and we've got this. Now we're going to cut it in half again at 5 1/2. And this one also at 5 1/2. And now we have the top layer for 4 cards. So by the time we're finished, we're going to have made 4 cards. Now these are all 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, which is too big for a card front. So I thought, well, I'm going to cut 2 of them down and I'm going to save 2 for something else. I'm going to cut 2 down. I forget what I cut this to, you know, getting prepared ahead of time. This is at 5 1/4. So I could cut this down to 5 and have a 1/4 inch border, but you know me, I like my narrow borders. So I am going to cut it down to 5 1/8 this way. And that means 3 7/8 this way. And I'll do the same with the other one. I could do the same with all 4, but I'm going to do something slightly different with the other 2. So 5 1/8. And 3 7/8. There we go. So we're going to work on these 2 to begin with, and then we'll work on the other 2. So we've got this. Now you can see that when you're putting it on your card, you can turn this any way that you want, and it would be absolutely perfect. So we've got this layer. This is Petunia Pot, and we put it on like that. And I actually just cut all my card bases the same. So I cut them at 4 1/4 by 11, scored them at in half at 5 1/2. So these are really quick and easy. What I like about this is it's an easy way to make a set of cards to gift somebody, or if you're short of cards, got that little bit wonky, sorry. If you're short of cards and you need cards in a hurry and need to replenish your stash, this is a really quick and easy way to do it. So we're going to just layer like that, and you put it on the card front, and there it's going to be like that. Now I could, like I said, decide which way I want it to go. I think for this one, I'm going to go this way here, and I'm going to stamp in Petunia Pop. We'll just keep the colors all the same, and I can use whatever stamp I want. But remember this stamp from last week? I love these sayings. So I am going to do, sometimes the simplest things mean the most. So let me just see, will that fit in there? Yes, it will. So it's a general statement, or was there something else? No, I'm going to use "you are remarkable in every single way." That way I can use it for a birthday card if I want, or whatever. So I'm going to use that for this one. Now these are photopolymer stamps, so just remember that it's likely good to use something soft underneath what you're stamping on. Just makes a little better result there. You are remarkable in every single way. Or do I want to go? I think I want, because of those words, I think I want to go this way. There we go. We've got that done. And now we're just going to make this card and keep it really simple. And then we're going to play around with other variations. So we'll put this on here. Like that. Now, because I actually have planned, I'm going to grab a different card base. I don't know about you, but I have my card bases with my thick basic white. I do several at once because I do like the fold on the side. So we're going to put this on here, and you can put it on dimensionals if you want. But we're keeping this one simple, so we're going to just do it flat. Like that. Then we'll add some embellishments, and we have one card done. Now, if you had scrap paper, you could do the inside, like really make it, dress it up. So we have the 2024 to 26 In Color Shimmer Gems. Now these are retiring. I didn't check to see if there's still some available or not. Well, these are just the perfect color, aren't they? So I think I'll just use those. I'm going to scatter a few of them on, and there you have, and then you'll have one card already done. I love these gems. We'll just go like that. There we go. So we've got that card done. And we're going to now make the next card. I'm going to move this out of the way. For the next card, we are going to go this way. Yeah, we'll go this way. And we are going to bring in a new stamp set that is called Sentimental Framing. And I'm going to do the Thinking of You, because how many of you need a lot of Thinking of You cards? They cover a lot of things. In fact, there's a good question for you. What kind of cards do you find you make the most often? what kind of cards? Birthday, anniversary, thinking of you, sympathy. What kind of cards do you tend to make the most often? So I'm going to go like that. So this stamp set that I'm using right now, you can't, unless you're a demonstrator. Whoops, I forgot to bring my cushion in. This will be available beginning May 6th. And it's got some wonderful sentiments. I'll bring it back in a minute here. Thinking of you. There. Just gorgeous. So we'll do that. So what's nice about this set, it's called Sentimental Framing, is that you've got things for the outside and the inside. So thinking of you, wishing you all the best, from laughs to tears. I'm happy we've shared them together. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Just tons of different combinations there. So a really good stamp set. So now what we can do here is we can do the same as we did on the last one. So we're going to bring in a layer. Now you'll have, I've got some things happening. So I've taken some pieces out of that layer. So it's going to go like that. And let me see. We could dress this up with a little bit of ribbon perhaps, or we could go like that, or we could just tie a bow. So you're going to have a decision to make first. See, a lot of people make a lot of birthday cards, and that's truly one of the big things, isn't it? I was just reading about how receiving cards helps people realize that they are remembered. So it's a wonderful gift that we are able to do here. So we can put that bow on like that, or what did I do? Or I can put a little bit of gold twine. So this ribbon is carrying forward. You'll still be able to get it after, but the gold twine is on the last chance list, and it's made me so sad. I just love this gold twine. So ribbon or twine? What should we do to dress it up? Ribbon or twine? Ribbon or twine? Let's just see there. We'll have it going that way. Ribbon or twine? Ribbon or twine? And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to bring the embellishments back in. Ribbon or twine? Ribbon, ribbon. Okay, ribbon it is. There we go. So we've got the ribbon. I'm just going to be a little bit, give it a few more tweaks here. I like how this ribbon picks up the shine in the designer paper. Seems to work well with that. I'll bring in my ribbon scissors and my little garbage tray here. And we'll bring in a glue dot or two. I might use two. This is a larger ribbon. Well, maybe one. It's very light. And I'm going to just put it on there like that. And we'll bring in the embellishments again. Whoop. These have been well loved, these embellishments. Like that. And we need to put another one. Over here. And now we just need to glue it together. Now, when you've cut out here, just remember you don't want to put glue in the middle. So I'm going to stick to putting adhesive on the outside edges. like that. The only reason I turned that around is I know that I had some glue where the hole was, so I just wanted to switch it so it didn't make things mucky. There we go, and we'll bring this in, and we will glue this one. This one we will put on dimensionals. So we didn't put that one on. We'll put this one on. There we go. Take those backings off. One of the nice things about being at the coast last weekend was spring was way farther ahead, and the spring trees were in blossom, and the spring bushes were in blossom, and oh, it was gorgeous out there. It just gave me a little encouragement about this whole spring coming. Get a little impatient by this time of the year, but it is coming. So there is card number 2. So we've got this one coming from the top on the right hand side, this from the top on the left hand side. So we've got those 2. Now we're going to bring in these. Now I thought this might be kind of fun to bring in on one of them anyway, the textured note dies. So this is the biggest one, and this goes on here. So we could use this to cut this out. Oh, Francis, it's pouring out there today. Well, if you're like here, you need the moisture too, but I'm glad we were there when the sunshine was there. So I'm going to cut this out with this just for a little bit different look. Or I could cut this and then frame it. No, I'm getting too complicated. I'm going to cut this out with this. Sometimes my what ifs get a little carried away. So I'm going to put it down and put the frame on top. I'm going to make it at a bit of an angle so that it's sort of easing into the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's not the whole blunt end going in. It's just easing in. It's easier on the machine. It's easier to do too if you're turning the handle. There, we've got it like that. And now we've got this great design. Don't you just love the stitching around? It just gives it a different look. It's fabulous. I'll put that back there and this out of the way. Now I might have to do a little surgery on this. How is it going to fit on here? It is, do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to actually cut a new one of these and cut it down. So let's bring in the Petunia Pop. I forgot that it's just a little bit different. So I'm thinking I want, this is 5 1/4. So I think I am going to go with 4 3/4. I can always cut it down if I want. 4 3/4. Where did that go? I want it narrower than that. I'm going to take it down to 4 1/4. And I'll explain where I'm going with this in just a moment here. So 4 1/4. So I am thinking, where's that one going? That we're going to have it just sort of run down the center of the card. And the card is 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. There's a good measurement, right? 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Let's see how that looks. We'll bring in our card base. And if we don't like it, we can change it. So there we've got it like that. Then this is going to go on here, top to bottom, flush, but with equal borders on the side. And then we will put this on top. And ooh, I think I like that. Excellent. Okay, so we still have to stamp our greeting on here. And so we've done that. So do we want to go this way? Or do we want to go, yeah, we could try this one this way. So what words shall we put in there? So we can put in happy birthday to someone worth celebrating every single day. That would work, wouldn't it? There we go. To someone worth celebrating every single day. I like that. This is another new set of words that's coming. And again, it covers a whole variety of things. And you've got things for the outside and inside too. So let's try that. Where did to clean some stamps off? We're sticking with the same color of ink for all of these cards. Here, clean that off. Well, I can't find my rag. I'll clean it after. To someone worth celebrating every single day. There, we have it like that. Close this up. On this one, I think I want to do some spattering. So I don't want spatters on this, so I'm going to bring in just some sticky sheets and the Post-it notes and cover them up, that up. So how we've stepped this one up is we've used the textured notes die to cut it out. And we're also now going to do a little bit of spattering with Petunia Pop. I better put some scrap paper underneath because I'm a wild spatterer. And we'll just go like this. That's good. We've got that taken care of. Now we'll peel this off. We've got that. So let's put our card together and then figure out how we want to embellish it. We've got that. I'm just thinking a little bit here. Do I want to tie a ribbon around it? No, I don't think I do. So we're going to glue this right down. Turn it so I can see what I'm doing, hopefully. Slide it a little bit over. So we've got that, and now we're going to put this on, and I think we'll put this on with dimensionals just to give it a little more oomph. So those of you who have seen the new catalog, what are some things that you're excited about? Are you excited about the in colors, or, whoops, helps if I do it right side up. What are some things that have caught your eye? So we've got that like that. And we're going to bring in our jewels again, our embellishments. And just add a few of them. Yes, Karen, these frames are amazing. There's so much you can do with them. In fact, now that you mention it, I have a class that's going to be coming out within the next day or so. I'm just put the finishing touches on it. Oh, Lillian, you and your There we go. So there it is. I have a class coming out where we just use the frames. You don't need to have the stamp set, but you would need to use the frames, and every card in the class will use these frames. So it's just some different ways of using them, and just making sure that you, if you've got them, you're using them, you know, that kind of thing. Because sometimes we get new things and then we forget to use them, right? Yeah. So now we've got right, left, this. So this isn't going to go from the other corner, but let's see, which way shall we go? I'm going to go this way. And this time, instead of stamping right on here, I have stamped on some of the die cuts, again, using the textured dies. So this one here, you are seriously the best. Happy birthday, thinking of you, from laughter to tears. I'm going to go with you are seriously the best. And now what I can do is I could put this under here, which is similar to what we did on the layout of the last card. We could go like that, or we could tuck a circle behind it. Or maybe it needs a little bit bigger circle. A bit like that. So we're dressing it up like that. And maybe even before we do that, we should run this through with an embossing folder. What do you think? The floral washi tape and the, oh yeah, I'm really curious about that one. I can't wait to see that in action. Now, oh, here it is. I had it right handy. You're getting a sneak peek here of a new embossing folder. It's called Pressed Flowers. It's a regular embossing folder, not a 3D, but it gives great design like that. And it has some white space as well. So let's use that for this. So we've got this, and we said we were going to go like that. So I will make sure my embossing is more down in this area. And I'm not going to be stamping right on the paper, so that's good. So now when it's a regular embossing folder, you go right down to the platform. So platform 1, and then you put your clear plate, which mine aren't very clear anymore, then your folder with the fold going first, and then another clear plate. And it actually is a snug fit, but it works. And I love this embossing folder in that it's one of the big ones. It's one of the wider ones. So I think it has potential for lots of things, even scrapbooking pages and that kind of thing. So let's move that out of the way and have a look-see. So it's always fun to use an embossing folder with designer paper and your layers. It sort of melds them all together. So there is the look. I don't know about you, but I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So now we'll put this onto, oh, I forgot to cut this down. I was wondering, why isn't it fitting? Okay, so we need to cut this down to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And now let's make sure before we put the trimmer away. Yes, that's all good. So now we'll glue that together. So some of you have mentioned in the past that you have got lots of designer paper. This is an excellent way to put it all together and then tie a pretty bow around it. and gift it to somebody. It would be a perfect little gift. So there we have got that like that. We're going to bring in the card base and attach it. And we'll use dimensionals again. Just don't want a saggy card, so I'm being fairly generous. What did I do with my little tray? There it is. There we go. Oh, wants to stay. So now we'll put that on here. So I was thinking that this would look good, but then I forgot. I cut out some of these too, so I wonder if they would have looked. Let's have a look-see. We could go like that, or we could go like that. What do you think? With the leaves or without the leaves? With the leaves or without the leaves? So I'm just experimenting here a little bit. With the leaves or without the leaves? Sometimes I don't know when to stop, so let's see what you think. With. Okie dokie, we are going to go with the leaves. I think the circle still kind of anchors this, although what we could do is also add a little bit of this. We could really super duper this one here, right? Okay, let's get the leaves fastened down. We know approximately where we want them, if I can hang on to them. Now, these leaves are die cut using a new die set that's coming out, and it is called the Impression of Blooms dies, and so you get these great shapes, but this is this here, and look at the detail that you can get. So just to keep an eye open for that. Now I need to remember where I was putting these. Is it like that? Okay, we're just going to go for it. So when I put the adhesive on, I just have to be a little bit careful. If I put it in the cracks, it's going to ease through out. It's not, that's, oh, so then I drop it on my project. Hopefully the words cover that over. There we go. We've got one more. And we know we're putting other stuff on top, so that'll help to anchor them. And this is going here. And let's double check with the ribbon. Do we really want it or not? Ribbon or no ribbon? Are we going over the top with the ribbon? Ribbon or no ribbon? Ribbon or no ribbon? And while you're saying that, I am going to fasten this to the circle. Ribbon or no ribbon? Ribbon, okay. There we go. So let's just see how much ribbon we want. That looks pretty good. Where did my ribbon scissors go? Here they are. And we're going to put this on dimensionals. And to hold the ribbon in place, I'm just going to take a little strip of dimensionals and anchor it because I like where it is right now. There we go. And we'll add another couple just to hold things in place. And I'm going to snip the, with my ribbon scissors though, I'm just going to snip a couple of the ends off here so they're not sticking down. Do a little card surgery, and there we go. And we'll add our embellishments, and then this one will be done. And I've got stuff everywhere here tonight. So our embellishments, whoops, I got that crooked. So in this card, we've got a little bit of old, a little bit of new, and we're going to do snip that one little sneaky end off. There we go, like that. And there you have it. So let's clear this away and bring in our 4 cards. So Karen Gardner, thank you so much for reminding us of this technique. Here was our first card, just using one corner there, and we made it a portrait style. And then our next card, we did this one here, and then we did this one using the die, and then we did this one here. So we stepped it up just a little bit as we went. Just so much fun, and you can see how you could do it with any designer paper. So I did one other set, and this time, oh, by the way, which one of these do you like the best? The remarkable, the thinking, the celebrating, or best? Do you have a favorite? Remarkable, thinking, celebrating, or best? And I'm going to have to fix that so it stays straight. Let me just show you another variation. So I used some paper that's going to be brand new, and then I used the arches for this, and I went back with this. So I made this card here, and I did the same thing we did on the last card on all of them with the embossing folder. So with that one there, and I'd use the embossing folder on all of them. So that one, I just need to put them down so you can see how it started out. So because this paper had a white background, I decided to go with Secret Sea and Cloud Cover for these. And that's when I decided the words were going to go right on. So I followed the same pattern, but you can see this is the square I started with. I then put it on Secret Sea, one of the new in colors, then Basic White, and then Cloud Cover, which is another of the new in colors. And I kept the design the same on all of these. So they all have the arches, the circle from Stylish Shapes, and then a little bit of the gold twine underneath. And some of the, these ones have the new embellishments that go with the in colors, and these ones are I ran out of these. I forget now what the name is. They're on my list to buy some more. I ran out of them. They're clear with little gold flecks in them. Anyway, so there is that set like that, and then this set, there's not enough room, this set like that. So there you have it. The new DSP, thanks for asking, Alice. I should know. Let me just check here. That new DSP is celebratory sips. It's going to be coming online. You'll be able to see it online. Let me just show you. I'm going a little long here tonight, but it's got it's got sips all on one side and then generic on the other. So it's fun, colorful, just a great set of paper. And where's the paper I used? It's in here somewhere. Here it is here. I always keep my scraps in a clear sleeve so I can see them easily. And so you've got your secret C on the back. So there you go. So thank you so much for hanging in there with me tonight, and do give this a try. It is really, really fun. So if you are able to use a white background, you can just stamp right on the white background, or you can dress it up a little bit, or you can put your paper on a dark background. So those are some choices. So remember to share what you make. A lot of you do make these cards, and I just love it. So do share what you make and have some fun with it. And you really can't go wrong. It's just the neatest way to create a card. So again, thank you, Karen Gardner, for reminding us, and thank you all for joining us tonight. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.